Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is EDC for Fun. My name is Dennis. Thanks for checking out the video. Today we are looking at the Spyderco Domino. This is the one that is affectionately called the ugly sweater version. It's got this black checkered carbon fiber G10 laminate. There were a few other ones that came out as well. I think they were introduced around 2019 from what I remember. And there was one with a blue G10 scale, one with a black and blue carbon fiber G10 laminate, and a black and red carbon fiber G10 laminate. But this is the all black checkered ugly sweater variant, and I'm really enjoying it. I've had it for a few months now. I'm going to share with you some thoughts. You cannot really find a ton of these out there. There's only, from what I've seen, one retailer that is selling them new bento box, and I think they were like 300 or 350 or somewhere around there. But you can find them on the secondary for around like 2 to 250, which is around where I got this one for. It was a little neglected when I got it, so we're going to do some maintenance on it here in a little bit, and I'll tell you some of the experiences that I had just kind of bringing this guy back to life. But yeah, so we have carbon fiber G10 laminate, we have a titanium liner, and then we have a titanium frame lock, which is really cool. Has this, it's a Spyderco, standard spoon clip, but it's got kind of like a gunmetal gray type finish on it, kind of like this Olight. It's not like just a straight black, so there's a little bit of a luster to it. I'm not sure if that'll really show up on camera. But we've got T8 hardware on the body and on the pivot, T6 on the pocket clip. Our steel on the blade is CTS XHP, which is really cool. It's like a stainless D2. It's a steel that this is my first experience with. I had been looking for something for a while in XHP and just wasn't super pleased with the different things that were available to me. And this steel was actually recommended to me by my friend Sean from Blades and Fades. He sharpens a lot of knives. He knows his stuff, and he said XHP is definitely a steel I would enjoy using and sharpening. And so far that has been my experience, so thanks to him for that. But yeah, I did sharpen this guy. When I got it, it was really dull. I put, I think, a 16-degree edge on here. Next time I sharpen it, I'll probably go to 15, maybe even a little bit less, just to get just a little bit extra thinner geometry and little more sliciness. But this thing is very, very slicey, and the XHP steel has held up great. No issues with chipping or rolling or anything like that. And I use this thing for a lot of different tasks. Carrying it for a few months, it's done everything from cardboard to food processing to cutting up all kinds of just random junk that I've had around the house. So definitely not afraid to put this guy to work. I really enjoyed the frame lock, mostly because this knife is basically like very similar to the Manix. And if you can see the Manix here, like they are incredibly similar in their silhouette, their ergonomics, their size, and everything. The Domino is a little bit smaller, but you can see you've got the same 50-50 choil here. You've got the same kind of groove there. Now these are aftermarket scales, so they're a little bit different. The normal Manix has a bigger belly on here, but for the most part, it's got basically the same silhouette. It's just a hair shorter in the blade, and then just a hair shorter on the butt end there. And so yeah, it's like a slightly smaller Manix that is a frame lock and also has a flipper, which is really cool. I can't believe when these came out, I just kind of slept on it. I don't know, maybe I'm not sure what it was, but yeah, I overlooked it, and I'm glad I came back to it, because this thing, as much as I love the Manix, to be honest, I think this guy might might be taking that spot in my heart these days, because this thing has been so fun. Actuating it, you know, of course, using it, but I mean, you've got the opening hole, of course. The flipper tab is awesome. You can either push button, it's the best push button I've ever had, or you could light switch it. And then, of course, you can slow roll, and all the deployment methods work really good, especially since I put skiff bearings in here. Like I said, when it came to me, it was neglected. There were plastic cage bearings that were either shot or just were garbage from the jump. But yeah, the action on this guy sucked when I got it. It really didn't flip. It didn't drop. It was just not pleasant. And there was definitely some rust inside and a lot of gunk and everything. But when I cleaned it and put it back together with those plastic cage bearings, the action improved, but not as much as I wanted to. So I went ahead and bought some skiff bearings. And their website's really cool, by the way. They have a whole chart where you can look up your knife and find the right bearing size for it. So I found the ones for these, popped them in there, and man, it was money. I'm really happy that I did that. So yeah, the overall usage, carry, maintenance on this guy has just been a dream. Like I said, so much so that it is, oops, that was me failing it there. It is taking the top spot as far as my favorite Spydercos these days. We do have, by the way, a steel lock bar insert, which is also jimped here. And then the access to that lock bar is perfect. So with that little bit of jimping and then this cutaway on the scale there, it's got really good access. And you also have jimping on the spine. It's on the finer side. It's not as good as the jimping on the Manix, which some people think that's a little too aggressive. So if that's too aggressive for you, then you would absolutely love this because it is a little bit finer. And overall, this thing is just more refined. It's, you know, it's kind of gentlemanly, but also, you know, a tough work knife. So this guy can handle not only, you know, working well, but looking good while doing it too. So I'm really psyched on this guy. With all that being said, I guess we'll go ahead and just crack this guy open and just do some basic maintenance, get the blade cleaned up, clean up some gunk that I have in there, and show you guys the skiff bearings that I put in, and then we'll put it back together. And yeah, so we'll go ahead and give it a go. I'm gonna, let's see, what do I want to do here? Forget if the pocket clip, no, I don't think the pocket clip needs to come off. So we'll start by taking our T8 bit. Oh, that's right. That side is like Loctited in there. I forgot that from the first time I took it apart. That will not come out. I have to use some heat and some serious elbow grease to get that side out. So I'm not going to do that right now. I totally forgot. It's been a few months since I did that. So we'll go ahead and take these guys out. I love having T8s. The only thing that doesn't have T8, of course, is the clip. But actually, that doesn't bother me too much. And the clip itself doesn't bother me too much either. On the Manix, like, I absolutely have to have an aftermarket clip. But on this guy, the stock clip works really well, I think. All right, we'll pull our... Oh boy, we are stuck. Pull our scale off here without cutting ourselves. Move these screws out of the way. And I might need to get something to pop that off. What is it stuck on? Jeez. I need something. Oh, there we go. I was going to say I'm going to grab something to pry it with, but then it just came off. So let's see. I think it's stuck on the lanyard tube, maybe. Here, bear with me. I'm gonna just grab. I don't have anything plastic to pry it, so forgive me. I'm gonna use a torque spit. Go ahead and pull this blade out of here so I don't cut myself. There's the skiff bearing there. Got another one there. What in the world? Maybe I should loosen this. Maybe that would help. guy does not want to come out. There we go. Probably should have done that to start off. Just loosen them a little bit on the other side. There's a washer there. So we do have these steel washers. That one's stuck in there that the bearings ride on. So I should have grabbed the plastic bearings. I don't think they're nearby me here, but they were just, like I said, they were kind of cheap looking and they look just busted up and shot. These skiff bearings are much, much nicer. And there are more bearings also. So they're super smooth. I think it was like $10. They shipped quick. Well, I think it was $5 and $5 shipping, whatever. So more than I'd want to pay, but I am happy with the way they turned out. So that's pretty much it. Here's our steel lock bar in there. And then we've got these standoffs. Really simple construction. You know, very, very nicely put together. These are, by the way, if you didn't already see it on the blade, we've got, does it say it on there? Yeah, Taichung, Taiwan. Pretty much everything that comes out of Spyderco's Taiwan factory is good to go. Doesn't mean it's perfect. Look at all that junk in there. But it is, like I said, good to go. So we'll go ahead and grab a cleaning cloth and some rubbing alcohol. Just give everything a quick wipe down. Starting with this blade. Inside the opening hole on the spine. We'll get the tang back here. Oh, it does have an internal stop pin, which is pretty cool. So basically, man, I'm like getting distracted all over the place here. But yeah, the way that guy rides inside is pretty slick. I like internal stop pins rather than having it set back like that. Anyway, squirrel. Go ahead and get this side wiped up. It's kind of ironic that XHP is, like I said, stainless D2, but when I got this guy, it had some rust on it. But that was from neglect. I'm pretty much anything, if you neglect it, is going to rust. There we go. Yeah, just get all this cleaned out. Okay. Good enough. Get the inside of our carbon fiber scale. And so this is, like I said, it's a laminate. So on this side, you can see there's no carbon fiber. This is G10, and then the carbon fiber is actually overlaid on top of the G10. So some people don't like that. I know back in the day, I was one of those people who, you know, kind of had an issue with it. Just why not give me full carbon fiber? But, you know, nowadays having this one, and also I have a Spyderco smock, even though I changed the scales on that to titanium, I don't mind the carbon fiber G10 laminate scales that come on the smock. They're kind of cool. They've got a peel ply texture, which is great, and I think they actually look really nice. Sure, it's not full carbon fiber, but they're not that bad actually. All right, get back to cleaning here. Get the bearing cleaned up. Clean our stop pin. Clean the race where the bearing goes. Oh, there goes our lanyard tube. Wipe the inside of this scale. You can actually kind of see on the titanium, there's almost a little bit of residue from when this guy was rusting, like on the standoffs. I tried to clean everything off as much as I could. I don't know what was going on with the last owner. Like maybe it just got used, put away, and sat in a drawer or whatever, but it certainly wasn't cleaned out. All right, got that clean. Get our stop pin back in there. Is that where it goes? I think so. Lanyard tube. Just clean around these standoffs. Clean our detent ball there. Get the top of our lock face there. Get around the pivot. Might as well get that nice wipe down there. And let's see, I'll just clean the bearings. Okay, good enough. So we are going to go ahead and put this guy back together. And let's see, what do I want to do first? I think actually the first thing I want to do is put a little KPL on the bearings before I forget. So I'll just put a little dab and just kind of do the other side and then just move it around my fingers there. That might even be enough to do both of them. Very good. All right, so we have our lock side. We'll drop the bearing there. And drop our blade in there. Go ahead and put, come on, the other bearing and the washer. Oops, I might as well just put that there. And we'll go ahead and drop the stop pin on this side. Oh, come on, Butterfingers. Trying to do too much. All right, got the stop pin in. Let's try that again. There we go. It's a beefy stop pin too. Really good size, like seeing that. All right. Should probably get some new washers. They're a little warped looking. But next time I think about it. Go ahead and pop our show scale on. And did I get lucky with that pivot? I think it's captive and I just happened to put it in on the right side. Some fuzz in there. Yeah, I think I got lucky. Cool. Drop our pivot screw. Snug. Some body screw action. Just pop all these in there. Easy peasy. Let's check our function, do our little function test here. Just get this stuff out of the way. All right, the blade is rock solid, but we have no action, so that is over tightened. We are going to loosen that. Back it off and then bring it back to snug. Ooh, now we're dropping. Got a little bit of blade play. Tighten that up a little bit more. Flipper action's good. We're dropping. Reverse action, good. And we are solid. So yeah, really good construction from Spyderco's Taichung, Taiwan factory. Good tolerances on that. And our blade, ooh, is off to the side a little bit, or is that me? I think it is off to the side a little bit. All right, so we'll just go ahead and gonna back screws off a little bit. Oh, that's the one that doesn't move. Damn it. I'll try and push the blade to that side and then tighten these guys. See if that does anything. I think these are the ones I loosened and I totally forgot. Tight, tight, tight. Oh, sorry guys, I'm off camera. Action's good. Centering is still off a little bit. So I'll loosen all the screws that I can. And which side was it favoring? Let's see. Let's push it that way. All right, let's see. And too tight. All right, well, you guys don't need to watch me fiddle with that. I can sit here on my own time and get that squared away. All right, now we're nice and centered in there. Very good. Blade is rock solid. Action is super snappy. Man, I love these ergos. This thing is sick. Another thing I wanted to say real quick. I think it's a good idea to check out older knives. You know, you don't always have to get the latest and greatest. And right now there's so much on the market. It's like freaking spam. It's insane. One of the things I really enjoyed about this guy was just kind of revisiting something that I passed up before. And that's really cool. So I definitely encourage you to do stuff like that. You might have to get a little creative and, you know, find it on the secondary and do a little restoration. But my opinion, this was totally worth it. I'm glad I did, and I think you would probably enjoy it if you did the same. This knife is definitely a winner. Now one of my favorites in my collection, and it's not a new knife, so that makes me happy as well. So I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for stopping by. Leave me a like and a comment. Subscribe if you're not already, and always have a fantastic day. God bless you guys. Peace.